Seedlings are first raised as nursery. This promotes better care during the critical stage. Welcome to the Ghanaian Farmer. My name is Enyunam, and this episodes are dubbed the Student Farmer Edition. We are all the way in Cape Coast, specifically the Cape Coast University campus, to interact with farmers or students who are farmers. I'm going for a quick breather. I'll be right back after this. It's another exciting week on the Ghanaian Farmer, and this is the Cape Coast edition. We are all the way in the University of Cape Coast campus, and we are here to chit-chat with students who are studying and also involved in agribusiness or production of seedlings and nurseries for outsiders, outgrowers to come and buy from them. And one of those students happens to be Joseph. He has about 2,000 pieces of coconut nursery currently that he's nursing to be sold out to the public. Let's chit-chat what inspired him to venture into agribusiness whilst on campus studying. Joseph, thanks for joining me.
You're welcome.
And congratulations for your adventure.
Thank you.
Now, so what inspired you to venture into coconut nursery production whilst on campus?
It's all about passion. I've been to Insawam once and I met one man selling coconut in a vehicle. So I approached him to buy some of the coconut. It's a seedling. He was saying dwarf, but I realized he's not even having one dwarf within the coconut. It was hybrid and the tall type, the vein were too tall. Yeah, so that's what inspired me. So what inspired me basically was helping Ghana get the right hand, not to go into loss, planting coconut for some number of years and it turns into flower or some aesthetic purpose thing.
How long has it been since you started the nursery production?
Actually, I've started the nursery production 2 years ago.
Which level are you now on campus?
I'm in level 400 now.
Studying what?
A BSc Agribusiness.
Okay. Now, before you started, this is capital intensive. How did you come by the seed capital, the initial capital, and how much was that?
Okay, the initial capital was 8,500 Ghana cedis, and it's basically from friends. I like a lot of friends. I get it from different friends. 500 cedis from here, right. 500 cedis from here. So that's how it come. And my hostel money was part.
So all right. So with the 8,500, okay, where did you buy the coconut, the dry coconut from to start the nursery?
Okay, with the 8,500 cedis, I bought part which is the dwarf type from the coconut research people at Elembele district.
Okay.
Yes, and the hybrid I get it from farmers.
Okay. The
farmers. So I'm good. I learn seed nut selection, so I can tell which nut is good for nursing and which nut is not good for nursing. Right. So that's how I come.
How much do you buy one dry coconut, the dwarf one? How much is it sold to you from the institute?
Yeah, from Coconut Research Institute, I get one dry coconut for 5 cedis.
And the hybrid one
is 3 cedis from the outgrowers.
Okay. The 8,500 you mentioned, does it include your transportation?
Yes, it includes my transportation.
The land, do you pay for it?
No, I haven't paid for the land.
Okay, it's owned by the school.
Basically for the school.
Okay,
so in case of helping the students, they give it out for free for us to be able to do something on our own.
Right. So after the truck delivers the raw dry coconut for you, take us through the process before we see the coconut tree shooting up.
Okay, after the truck, before it will, the truck comes for the nut seedlings from the site. Yes, and there are experts who know how to do the cutting. They have to do the cutting first.
So the cutting is done in the farm?
Yes.
Before it is brought here?
Yes.
Okay, so you are not the one who cut it?
No.
So viewers, let me show you. You are not the one who cut it this way?
No, I'm not the one who cut it.
It is cut from where you buy it?
It is cut from where I bought it.
Okay.
Actually, I send my experts who know how to do the cutting.
Right.
To do it in the farm.
And then it's delivered?
Then it's delivered.
So take us through what happens next after.
So after it's delivered, we prepare the grounds and we have to arrange it. We nest them. But before we nest them too, we would have to apply termiticide on the land to take care of the termites that disturb. Actually, when it's sprouting, the night can feed on the soft parts, and that will make you run at a loss. So we have to apply the termiticide.
And wait for how many days after applying that chemical?
Yeah, when I apply the termiticide, I have to wait for like just a day.
Okay.
And I did it.
Then you can arrange them.
Arrange them.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So after you arrange them, what happens next?
Yeah, after you arrange them, the maintenance follow, like watering, picking of the weeds among the nuts. So the watering is done daily, like very, very intense in the first 2 months.
Okay.
So in the first 2 months, every day I would have to water twice. Then after that, when the soil is a bit soaked with water, I have to stop the twice thing and water it once in every 2 days. Yes.
Okay. What kind of weather is good for coconut nursery?
Coconut like shade in a way.
Okay.
Yes, the nursery like shade in a way. So when you are starting, you have to get it a shade. And it likes water too. So that's how it is. Coconut itself in a way needs an even spread of the sunlight and the water. So a land like the loamy, sandy loamy land, it have an even something like there is a very good drainage of water.
Okay.
So those lands are all good for coconut nursery.
Okay. Now, how long am I going to keep this, or are you keeping it for before you start selling?
Yes, I'm keeping it over here. I've nested it.
Yes. So
and
how
it will
long?
take 6 months.
6 months.
Yes,
Before
to
you can
get a
start
mature
selling.
seedling for transplanting.
Okay.
It takes 6 months.
It takes 6 months.
Yes.
Okay. So how come that you nest all of them a day, and some are shooting up, others haven't started shooting up yet?
Yeah, actually, it depends on the dormancy.
Okay.
And where we picked the nuts. We pick them from the same. It can be the same plantation, but different tree. And different tree can possess different characteristics. Some of the nuts are also not well dried. They are plucked from the tree, not well dried. And before coconut sprouts, it has to be dried like very well before it sprouts.
Okay.
So that's how come some dried before others. Some also break their dormancy very early before the others. So that's how come you see some sprouting and some not yet sprouting.
Okay, but in the 2 years you started, has there been any of the nursery processing where at the end of the 6 months you still had some of them that didn't sprout out?
Yes, a few occasions, no.
Okay.
You will get some not sprouting. Some, it's not that they've lost their dormancy, but they don't have the characteristics to germinate. And it's a drift. We can do our part by maybe taking the slushing sound into consideration before nursing them. But it's a drift, so sometimes it escapes you in a way, so you don't have 100% germination. The far you can get sometimes is 90%.
Okay. At this point, do you also use any chemical to help it grow well and all that? Do you use any fertilizer or anything?
Or not at the nursery stage now.
Okay.
I don't use fertilizers. Okay. I just do my maintenances every day I take my germination, the percentage. Every day I can to take the germination percentage and control the pesticide not to attack them. So I don't apply pests with this side.
Okay, so viewers, if you're just tuning in, you're watching The Ghanaian Farmer on Joy Prime Television. My name is Enyunam, and my guest today is called Joseph, a level 400 student studying agribusiness at the University of Cape Coast. And aside schooling, he has found love. And of course, it's a profitable venture, producing coconut nursery to sell to outgrowers, and that is commendable. So this is the student edition. You will see us bring you a lot of these episodes featuring a lot of students who are doing different things on campus. This program is proudly brought to you by Lizzie and Lip Tomato Mix. We are going for a quick break, but when we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Stay and stay. Thanks for staying. If you're just tuning in, you're watching The Ghanaian Farmer. Get interactive on our social media platform on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram, The Ghanaian Farmer. Joseph, at the end of the 6th month, who do you sell to?
Yeah, normally my clients are outgrowers, farmers, and with the dwarf too, sometimes I get working
Clients.
people who have houses or are about building houses. Some also use the dwarf for aesthetic purposes. So that's how I get my clients.
Okay. How much do you sell it to the outgrowers or individuals who walk in to buy from you? How much does the dwarf one go for? And how much does the hybrid one goes for?
Okay, I saw the dwarf house for 15 cedis.
Per one?
Per one.
Okay.
And the hybrid goes for 10 cedis per one.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, are you able to break even from what you invest as against sales that you make?
Oh, yeah, actually, I made profits.
Okay.
I used to make profits, reasonable profits, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
So, in other words, you make profit from this business, right?
Yes, I make profit from this business.
Okay. Are there any challenges associated with coconut nursery production?
Yeah, basically with the working farmers and, okay, my clients, no, they complain about the Cape St. Paul wilt disease. So what I advise them is whenever you go to plant some coconuts, you would have to seek advices first, because we have that disease, and we have like about 40 varieties of coconuts in Ghana.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
But you have just 2 varieties?
I have 2 varieties here. So you ask like people who knows the coconuts to give you the coconut, the seedling which is resistant to the disease.
Okay.
Because the Cape St. Paul wilt disease is not having a cure now.
Right.
Yeah, it's having a seedling which is resistant to the disease.
Okay.
So
among the dwarf and the hybrid, which one is in high demand? When the client comes or the outgrowers call you, which one do they place order for more among the 2 you have here?
Yeah, it's obviously the hybrid, because the hybrid is a cross between 2 breeds, the Tor, that's the Vanuatu Tor, and a dwarf type. So actually the hybrid is known to be more resistant to the Cape St. Paul disease. And as you can see, it's having a very big nut, so it contains a lot of water. It's good for commercialization.
Okay, so if I want to commercialize, the guys who sell coconut, for instance, if I want to buy coconut and sell,
yes,
and I want the one that has a lot of water, I have to go for the hybrid one.
You have to go for the hybrid, of course.
Okay, all right. So there is a lot of technology that is helping farmers do well in whatever it is they are doing. You are into the nursery production. Do you use any form of technology or leverage on any form of technology to help you improve your understanding or knowledge about what you do?
Okay, with the technology aspects, normally we advise people to use some technical things to test for their soil first.
Okay.
There are some soil, when you plant coconuts after 6 months, you would have to, when you develop roots, you would have to apply some NPK. Some soils have nitrogen already. So when you are applying NPK, it contains some nitrogen. It will be like you are over applying that particular fertilizer. So normally we advise them to test the soil first.
To determine if
to determine and with the disease too, some people have a very big plantation. So identifying it, normally I don't do it though, but when a client call me, I used to seek for help with those who have drone to identify the disease. Sometimes it starts from the top of the plant. Yes, it gets a yellowish leaf. That's the Cape St. Paul wilt disease. Yes.
All right. So, do you have officers who come around, like agric extension officers? Because I know that farmers have officers who go around inspecting what they're doing, advising them and helping them so they can get expected yields at the end of the day. You are into the seedling production or nursery production. Do you get officers who come around to inspect what you're doing, identify some shortfalls and help you, or you do everything by yourself?
Actually, I have people supporting me, like Dr. Aka.
Okay.
He's into crop. Yes, so he's an agronomist too. So he helped me, advise me on how to do some maintenances and in a lot of ways. And I have some friends, officers from the coconut research and crop research. Yeah, example like a brother in a way. He's Dr. Tete Erasmus.
Right.
Yes, he's also an agronomist. Yeah, he helped me a lot.
So what's the essence of the net you have around the coconuts? Is it to drive away goats or whatever from chewing, or what's the essence of this?
No, we don't really have those animals, goats around here to chew it, but it's like to keep it a bit from the open.
Okay.
Like people can even pass and say, I'm walking through here, and they could pick one. Yes. Example, some have been picked over here recently.
Oh,
and 3 have been picked over here recently.
Why, do you have people walking through? Are there household around?
No, like we have a lot of people over here, so there is no way you can identify somebody who would do that.
So it's just for protective measures?
Yeah, for protective measures.
Okay. And how about the palm front I see? What is it for?
Palm front, no. Initially, I used to give it a 50% shade. Yes, coconut needs some shade. It needs some sunlight too. So you don't give it 100% shade. I give it a 50% shade. So you could see within the palm front, there are some spaces that makes the sunlight also come in. So it's not a full shade. It's a 50% shade. Yes.
Okay. I realize that the coconuts, you have packed them. I mean, per the line, one line, how many pieces do we have in one line? Are you able to tell?
Yes, around 25 pieces.
But why did you pack them? Why didn't you give them breathing space? Is that how it's supposed to be done?
You can do it this way.
Okay.
You can separate them too.
Okay.
For here, there is the land size will determine what you have to do on the field. But this also, it's also okay. The only needed thing is when planting, you do your 7.5 spacing.
When after buying from you,
yes,
and I take it to my farm,
yes,
the distance I'm supposed to leave is what?
The 7.5 by 7.5 in a square form.
Okay.
Yeah, which makes a land take 1 acre take around 70 to 75 pieces.
For 1 acre land,
yes,
it will take about 70 to 75
pieces when you're using the 7.5 meters by 7.5 meters.
Okay, so when customers place order for the nursery, do you deliver or they come for it?
Yeah, it depends on the arrangement. When you are around, some come for few, some. Recently, I sold like just 5 out for a man. He came yesterday with his car, so I had to give it to him. But if you are far away, maybe in the Volta region, we would have to talk, and I give it through a car that delivers it.
Okay.
Yes. And after that, to around consultancy. Yes, when you face
you
problem,
do consultancy as well.
Yes, when you face problem, you call me, and I advise you on what to do.
Do you charge for the consultancy?
No, really.
It's free service.
It's free service.
Okay, if I buy a coconut nursery from you and I intend going to plant, how long must I keep it in my house for before I move it to my farm?
Yeah, coconut is a hardy plant, so sometimes you can even keep it up to 2 weeks.
If I buy from you,
yes,
I can still keep it for 2 weeks.
2 weeks, but you just find a place which is like shady. Every day you pour some water on it, sprinkle some water on it in a way.
Right.
But it's advisable and the best, like you make your things ready. So maybe you buy today, you plant tomorrow. It's best.
All right. If you're just tuning in, you're watching The Ghanaian Farmer. My name is Enyonam. Coming up in 60 seconds on Agric, let's get to know what is trending in our agric sector. And also, this show is proudly brought to you by Lizzie and Lee Tomato Mix. We are running a promo. You can win some cash prize, some products, and even a trip abroad. So if you're home and you're moving to the market to go and buy a product for the home, especially ingredients, tomato paste, I advise you go for Lizzie and Lee Tomato Mix. My name is Anyonam and my guest is Joseph. I'm going for a quick break. I'll be right back after this. 60 seconds on agric. My name is Zenyunam, and I still have my guest here with me, Joseph. We are about wrapping up our interview. For the 2 years you have been doing this, what have you learned? How has it helped you as a student and also as an entrepreneur? How has it helped you?
Okay, for the past 2 years, like I've learned a lot from Coconut Nursery. Like, okay, in a way too, it helped me in sustainability. You know, the university here, it's very difficult paying for things, especially when you come to Cape Coast University. Prices of things are very high. Like,
I see.
Yes, like, so it helped me in a way for sustainability. I made some few profits, and I'm trying to even, with my consultancy aspects now, I'm trying to even create a blog where I could I'll do blogging, like give you
posting tips on coconut
on
nursery,
how to do this, how
planting.
to plant this, and even do vlogging sometimes. Yeah, so it has helped me a lot.
Oh, okay. That's very good. Now, there are a lot of young people who start business at a point and put a hold to it. When you complete school, are you going to continue this or it ends there?
Oh, no, I'm going to continue on this. You know, the coconut industry is getting bigger and bigger now in Ghana.
Exactly.
Especially with some of the policies we have in, example, like the pet program in a way, it's opening people are trying to open up for coconuts. They are trying to go into the industry. So I'm not going to.
So you're going to
stop
continue
it.
even
Yes.
after school?
Yes, I'm going to continue, help my country with quality seedlings,
Right.
of course.
Okay. Joseph, are you available for investments? I'm sure if this interview hits television and also on the internet, you might get calls from people who want to invest into what you're doing. Okay? Are you open? Are you available? Do you have such opportunity for people who want to invest? Give you the money, expand the business, sell, make profit, give me my cards and continue. Are you available for that?
Oh, yes, of course. I'm open up for investments. Even actually from the starting of this, my plan wasn't to next 2,000. My plan was to do 10,000. Okay. But with the capital involved with the 10,000, it isn't easy to come by.
As a student?
So, yes, I'm open up for investments. I'm open up for doing more. I wanted to scale it up in a way. So, I'm here, like, I'm open up for investments.
Okay. Finally, what would you tell colleague students or graduates who are out there and are not doing anything, complaining unemployment, agriculture is reserved for illiterate and all that? What do you have to tell people who have such mindset?
Yeah, actually, what I want them to know is that agriculture is the basis of everything. And you don't have to wait for somebody to employ you. You have to identify a need of a society, a need of somebody, what somebody needs. And you try, helping the person out at a cost. And you can make some profits and you avoid the unemployment issue. So my message for the youth is clear. They should identify something somebody needs. They should come into agric. Agric is the way forward. So we grow together. Yeah.
Is there any logistics or any form of support you would ask for from government, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, other private agencies that are interested in agric-related projects? Is there anything, any form of support you would ask?
Oh, yes, especially like for the agric and the APSAC people, IAS and the APSAC. Like sometimes we wanted to do this, especially in UCC here, every level 400 first semester. We used to do our businesses, but we don't get the funds. So if the government can allocate some funds for us to, start our own thing, it will in a way reduce unemployment. Because people come out with a lot of great ideas over here in APSAC, which I'm part of them. Okay. Yeah.
Right. How do we reach you on social media? Are you on social media?
Yes, I'm
What's
on
the name of social media?
Joseph Tete.
You don't have a name for the production center yet?
Yeah, it's Joe Peterson Coconut Nursery and Consultancy.
Joe what?
Peterson.
Coconut
Nursery and Consultancy.
All right. So how do we reach you? Any email, any contacts to share?
Yeah, I have my telephone number.
Can I give it?
Which is 054-883-1631. 054-883-1631. It's on WhatsApp and you can reach me on telephone too.
Okay.
And my Facebook name is Joseph Tete.
Okay.
Just Joseph Tete.
All right. Joseph Tete, such an insightful conversation about coconut nursery production here on campus. And so he's encouraging his colleagues and, of course, graduates who are home complaining of unemployment. This is what gives the money. Now, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again next week.